Exeter, Newport, today, how pleased were you with the way the players dealt with the conditions and the opposition?
Well, it's obviously difficult conditions, it is, partly due to the game against Walsall in terrible weather, and then obviously we had a bit of bad weather during that game as well, so I thought we competed, something we didn't quite do in the Walsall game in terms of that first 25-30 minute spell. Competed, were tough, still had enough to play decent football when we could get that ball in certain areas. It was always going to be fine margins in terms of goals scored, so pleased for Lee to get another goal in terms of keeping us moving forward, and then when you've got something to hold on to, then the space was not in the middle of the pitch, and that's where not the bloodbath was, but that's where the worst part of the pitch is. Once we did get it wide, we looked like a team who could create, couldn't quite kill them off, and Newport are never dead and buried. Full credit to their manager and their staff and their players in terms of that they never know when they're beaten, but I felt we kept them at arm's length today.
The goal came also from a wide area, good ball in from Randall Williams, but the desire of Lee Martin to get to that rebound was what made it, I guess.
Yeah, to a certain point, but you know, everyone played their part. I just felt as a group today we were near the ball, and on a pitch like that, and people talk about winter conditions and direct football, you've just got to put yourself in a position where it's your body close to that ball, and I felt we did that all over the pitch. I thought Nigel Attengarn had one of his best games so far in a City shirt. Like I say, he added a physical nature to that midfield, gave us a slightly different dynamic and took some pressure off our centre halves. But like I say, look, I always want more in terms of attacking football, but we've got to be mindful of where we are in terms of halfway point in the season. The pitch is not going to get any better, so every now and then we're going to have to dig a few results out.
Halfway point of the season now, and we're actually 6 points clear of fourth place. How pleased are you with that?
We're not really looking at the league table or points clear. There's games in hand all over the place, so we just got to concentrate on ourselves. I said before the game that our home form has generally been pretty good. They're another big team to come up against us, not in terms of size or physicality, but they got to the playoff final last season, something we weren't able to do. So, Newport, Northampton the week before, these are big teams coming to the park, and you've got to keep on sort of ticking them off. We certainly don't want to get beaten here at the park, but every time you pick up 3 points, that's a real bonus.
Yeah, because it's a really good home record this season, and the fact as well, we're winning quite a few games with clean sheets, 1-0 in fine margins, aren't we?
Yeah, last week, Saturday we conceded 3 in half an hour, so football's a strange game. If you're not quite right, you get punished. I just felt we were right from minute one today. You have to be in football, and as much as we can keep forcing those points home to the players, they put themselves in that mindset, and maybe the way we turned up today against Newport and the pitch, and the fact that it's Boxing Day and you want to put on a show for the fans and the families as well, they were right from minute go today. I couldn't have any qualms about our performance. There's always going to be mistakes, and there's always going to be times where you want more, but the way we approached that game was spot on.
And big Boxing Day crowd as well, nearly 6,000 here.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and a miserable day as well. Look, we want the fans to come through the gates. The more we get, the better it is for everyone involved. I thought the atmosphere was brilliant today. The ones that underneath the stands must have been relatively dry, but the rest of us, we were wet. But it's worth it when you get 3 points.
Just finally, Jack Sparks was down for a little while in the second half, and a stretcher did come on but didn't get used.
We'll just assess it. We have to assess it. Knee injuries are often quite difficult in terms of the initial injury, and then it feels okay after that, and he was managing to walk, but he's still in pain. When a knee buckles when you land is always a worrying sign in terms of ligaments and tendons and so on. So we'll assess him. If he needs a scan, he needs a scan. It's not ideal on the back of Craig Woodman being out, and then Dean Moxey as well, and then Jack, but it'd be an opportunity for someone else. Like I say, we'll see how he is. The fact that he's walking around suggests that it might not be as bad as first feared, but we can't.